Joe Lux, Whoa, Jukebox, Huluman, Gabash, Rainy, huh? ቁርጥማለ ጥሬማለ ጥብስማለ ሁሉማለ ክትፎአለ ቅቅላለ ዝልዝላለ ሁሉማለ ጭቅናለ ጎረጎረ ዱለታለ ሁሉማለ ፍርፍራለ ቀይወጣለ አዚፋለ ሁሉማለ ትሪፓለ ሁሉማለ ቃተኛለ ሁሉማለ ማበራዊ ሁሉማለ ምስራለ ሁሉማለ በየአይነቱ ሁሉማለ ተልባአለ ሁሉማለ አልጫለ ሁሉማለ ሱፍማለ ሁሉማለ ጎመናለ ሁሉማለ ሽሮማለ ሁሉማለ ሰላጣለ ሁሉማለ ኮሚሳለ ሁሉማለ አገልግልም ሁሉማለ ተጋሚን ሁሉማለ ፉድማለ ሁሉማለ ሙድማለ ጩቤማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ቡናለ ሁሉማለ 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 ስፕሪንሳለ ሁሉማለ 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 ሁሉማለ
ያማለ
ሁሉማለ 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 ሁሉማለ
ላንችማለ
ሁሉማለ 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 ሁሉማለ
ደርሶማለ
ሁሉማለ 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 ሁሉማለ
ሁሉማለ
ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሁሉማለ ሙድ አለ የት አለ ቦሌ አለ ፒያሳ አለ መርካቶ ማል ገርጂ አለ መገናኛ 22 ሁሉማል ኮልፌ አለ ሁሉማል ጉለሌ ሁሉማል 4 ኪሎ 5 ኪሎ 6 ኪሎ ሁሉማል ሙድማል ሁሉማል ሽሮ ሜዳ ሁሉማል ቀጨኔ ፈረንሳይ ሙድማል ሁሉማል
If you hear the words music and Ethiopia, you might think of the reggae singer Teddy Afro or of Mulatu Hastatke, the founder of Ethio-Jazz, who both became very famous. Hip-hop, on the other hand, doesn't celebrate a huge success in Ethiopia. Two musicians who dedicate their life to it are Jukebox, the Illustrious, and Woah. The two have met at the working place of Woah, an office for graphic design. A friend of them both introduced them to each other.
They talked. I mean, Desta and then him talked about music. They know each other well for about like they were high school buddies. And then he brought him from the other room and said, "Let him hear some of your beats." That's what he said. And then, okay, I was like skeptical, and then I played, and then he started to freestyle, and then yeah, and he started rhyming his verses, and then I said, okay, wow, for most of my beat making years before then, I was just making beats, and I was listening to my idols on rap, or like what was going on, but I was most of it, I wasn't even like thinking about, okay, is there someone that's gonna rhyme on my beats? Never. So when he came in and rapped, and I was okay, so we have something. And then
I remember one day I was just chilling out of bar daytime, just drinking water, daytime, and then like I heard this dude singing, and I was just inspired. I never did that before, so I just asked for paper and pen, and I wrote that's why I say it's because the rest was an assignment for me. So I wrote my first verse, right? And I showed it to him, he was impressed too. And now I know better, I would have given him, but then it was like my first only verse. So I said, now I'm going to keep this, right? This is like way back when, 20 years plus back. So right before I hit the States, I had this vision. I even wrote, I don't think I even told Woah. That was when I was like 18. I wrote like titles for an album, I wasn't even rapping, I didn't have no rapping skills. But I wrote this, because for me, it's like I always, have visions, I always envision doing things I could do later, right?
I was listening to this as a rapper, Block Rob.
Right.
Yeah, and he had this line where he was saying, like, after every line, he was saying, "Whoa," which means like, right, very more uplifting. I mean, like impressive,
whoa,
very impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, why wouldn't I call myself impressive? And that's my catch. Yeah.
Remember, I moved back here, and like I was even way more energetic, like regarding like freestyling. Like I freestyle like all the time. I would be walking, and I was freestyling, and I was just feeling the energy. And it was a friend of mine named Mambino, and like I was just flowing with I say, man, I'm too much. I'm Jukebox. Like, like I got a lot in me, So that's how it came about, Jukebox, and I've added the Illustrious, because there are some other jukeboxes, but not like me, though. I mean, undeniably true. But, I've added like the Illustrious, still on the humble, but like someone that sent me a part, and for me it's like something I'm striving to, you know, constantly striving to upgrade and learn and apply myself, you know. It's like it's a title I want to grab, you know what I'm saying, but I'll know when I do. But that's what it's about though, because all the talent is so much in me. Right.
Woah started composing beats at the age of 20. At that time, he studied IT in Addis Ababa. Born 1981 in Asmara, Eritrea, he is the firstborn of 3 children. He has 2 sisters who live in Canada. He visited elementary school in Asmara. 1993, Eritrea separated from Ethiopia and his family moved to Addis Ababa. He visited high school and was a first-grade student. But at the end of high school, he became very sloppy. He was more interested in painting rather than in his study. He drew comic figures like Tom and Jerry or Bugs Bunny.
When I went to college, and then there was, I met like people from different areas, and then it was very liberating. We used to express ourselves. I used to do graffiti too, yeah, and
Is that legal here in Ethiopia?
It is. I mean, you know, in the hood, yeah, it is. Yeah. It is, yeah. Unless you go public, yeah. But I used to do like on rooms that we used to rent rooms to study and then to hang out. I used to draw like big star hip hop artists like Tupac, like B.I.G. And I used to draw those, and then I used to do. I used to actually paint a lot. So, and then, you know, I got into music too. That was an interesting aspect of my life. I used to listen a lot of hip hop music in college. That's where I got. I mean, I was subjected to actually like that genre, and I was drew into it. And then that's when I started making beats, and then now I'm here. Like, even if I'm working as a graphics designer, that's my regular job, but I really pursue music a lot.
Jukebox is 39 years old, born and raised in Addis Ababa. He is the oldest of 4 children who all live in Addis Ababa, the capital city of Ethiopia. He went to school in Addis. After that, his parents sent him to Arlington, Texas to study management. Although he never wanted to leave his country, he met a lot of people there who were dedicated to music. The creative exchange with DJs, songwriters and musicians inspired him to become a musician himself. 1 year after he returned back to Ethiopia, he met Woah. So you're actually Eritrean?
By birth.
By birth?
By birth.
And you're Ethiopian?
Yes.
And it works out?
Yeah. I mean, it was...
Good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We're reaching out beyond that, you know? I mean, we want to work with, like, all international artists, you know, and musicians, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, the soul has no boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody just drew lines and say, you know, but the soul is, you know, knows no boundaries. So, you know, it doesn't matter at all.
What? You want to catch a tiger?
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy, man.
I learned I could hate, still it was late. A matter for fate that I missed the state where, but at any rate, once again it will be said, as I clearly stated, the moment that shall come to pass, kind of peeping through the glass.
Their first music video was for the song Catch the Tiger and was illustrated like a comic. The reason was a financial issue. Shooting an extraordinary video with film cameras was out of the budget.
We started with what we have, making something out of nothing. So we did what we could have actually achieved at that time. So the illustration was what we've tried to accomplish and what happened. And I think that was a good way to start, and then and we got good feedback from that.
We are right now, and as understood by the people here, you know, I would say, you know, talk about this all. I would say it's like how hip hop was in the early 1980s, you know, when it just got started. You know, it wasn't as commercially big as it is now, you know, but it was the thing of the hood. So we're like pioneers right now, really. You know, we're like, you know, not to up ourselves, but I think history will prove us like we are those pioneers now. You know, like even then, most of them didn't really enjoy some of the financial success. You know, some of the early hip hop artists didn't enjoy like how the 90s rappers did, or those that came after them, 2001 now, you know. So that's where really hip hop is at right now. And what we're trying to do, and you know, with the privilege that you have bestowed on us, we want to gain as much exposure and plug as much, and really let people know. By people, I mean universally, and people, Ethiopian people, that, you know, this thing is for real. This is beautiful. This is powerful, you know. And we got to let them know, because if they're exposed to it, if they frequent it, it's undeniable that they're going to love it. It's already success now, you know, with all humility and our humbleness. We already have certain level of recognition, you know, already. And it's come through a lot of struggle. But I think, granted, you know, that stage, granted that, you know, the opportunity is undeniable, you know. So that's where we are right now.
Like M&M's and whipped cream, nostalgia and robber's dreams, yeah. Diamonds, rubies, African gem, such whippanache, bundle of cash. Funny how they get a crash and never ever heard splash now. Curious even get to blush, even if they only get to be sour like mash. They in my toes like potatoes, yeah. I maintain focus. This shit is bogus. Ayo, 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 ayo.
And we were in a process of making like an EP, like a promotional CD, which came out in 2000, was it 2008, around that time, which had like 9 tracks.
Right.
Droplet, it's called Droplet. We have like nine tracks in there.
Right.
Yeah, so we've actually handed out to DJs, and then we made another full album. We started a full album project, including some of the tracks from the Droplet. We've changed the beats, and then we've put a couple of, from the 9 tracks, we put a couple, and then we've added 14 brand new tracks. Right. Yeah, so it's a compilation of 16 tracks. It's called. It was out on Amazon still. Yeah. You can find it actually. It's on iTunes too.
It's on iTunes
too.
Yeah. Amazon.
It's called E.T. The Experience. Yeah. We did that like this. Ethiopia, the experience. We tried to portray, right. You know, our struggle, our musical struggle, and the life. You know, even like having the good time. You know, partying, all of that. Oh. You know, it has multi-dimensional. And then we did all of those 16 tracks here in different studios. And then out of that, we've made. Ayo, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, we made a clip for Ayo.
One of the track. We're saying, hey, anybody that's hearing us, you know, we're, regardless of the hurdles, you know, we're celebrating, you know. And if you want to be, if that's what he says, right. I mean, if you're not celebrating and then you're hating, that's the line he's using. So, regardless of the efforts that we're doing, if you're with us, and then you should celebrate regardless. Right. If not, I mean, you're trying to put us down. So we're trying to show, no matter how there is a negative surroundings or like energy out there, we're not even thinking about that. We're just moving forward.
In the dark, wishing to crush my spirit. All I see is the little twinkle star with the bright shining spark. But you kept doing all you dirt, inflicting so much hurt. Hey, I disappoint you. I'll make all this shit that you see work, and yet dedicate all my sexes to you. Count me less, but I count you more and take the blame. What you wish me, I don't really wanna wish the same. Instead, I stay in the booze and release. Forget what you had plans for me, cause I got master plans to please. And don't bother changing the stations, cause I'm broadcasting live for all the nations. Mother sucker. Ayo, 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 ayo.
Greetings, I'm just like, ayo, I come in peace, but
The songs intend to create a positive, enjoying spirit, but they also reflect the struggles a newcomer in music business is facing. You don't find political critic in them. Both want to change the consciousness of the people, enable them to find their own solutions. You don't find any swearing or dirty language in their songs. This is also no gangster rap who reflects on violence.
It would require, though, an intelligent audience, you know. It's not necessarily just 18 plus. I believe hip-hop requires, real hip-hop requires an intelligent audience, you know. Just like if you were to read a novel and it has stories about violence and all of that, it doesn't mean the author is promoting violence. He's narrating a story, you know. It's like what Pac said, you know. He's a photographer. If he takes shot of, you know, a certain, you know, war, you know, scenery and whatnot, it's not he's promoting, he's telling a story. So for me, hip-hop is something that's uplifting, you know. Even how the term was, you know, coined, like hip, you know, being knowledge, you know, how it happened to the knowledge, you know. So that's what original hip-hop is now. It's not necessarily like that now, 2014, or hasn't been like that since the last 10 years or whatnot. But that's our brand of hip-hop, uplifting hip-hop we have, and also feel-good music that we do, you know. That's our brand of hip-hop. We're not promoting, you know, gangster rap or none of that, because, you know, that's where we come from. And regarding, you see, I mean, you know, everything is a reflection of few kind of things. So definitely, you know, we have the utmost respect. I mean, me and World too, I mean, I adore women, you know. I love women, you know. I praise women, you know, with my poetry, you feel me? I think God took extra time working on a woman that he did on us, you know. So, I mean, as an artist, you know, as a poet, how can I not, you know, I mean, I would see the beauty easily, you know. I call metaphors, you know. I use metaphors, you know, to appreciate her beauty, you know. Shadows of your dancing hips, you know. Shadows of your dancing beams hit the setting sun, you know. I use metaphors, you know, to express that. So that's not even an issue, you know. So I think, you know, I would say like that. It's not me being commercial, you know. It's me being me and Woah being Woah. Like, this is who we are, you know. We haven't really sold out. You know, we are not under any particular label. You know, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting junk, you know. You know, we got intelligent stuff. We got uplifting stuff, kind of stuff I know they love in Europe too. The kind of hip-hop they love in the 90s, you know. Not just the dumbed down, you know, ridiculous stuff that's going on now. No, I don't come from that age. You know, I rock old school hip-hop, you know. But giving it a new school flavor a little bit. But, you know, our heart, though, it's about conscious stuff, you know. So I can't get with that. Not at all. Neither can Woah, you know. No. What we're trying to have is socially uplifting stuff, you know. And find a solution amongst ourselves. You know, but somebody else can talk about some other aspects. Like I said, you know, I can't cover everything, you know. But that's what I choose. I'd rather have, you know, changing consciousness, you know, elevated thinking. And looking within as opposed to looking without, trying to find solutions here. You know, we're trying to make it big here, you know. I'm not an American rapper, you know. I'm an Ethiopian rapper. Trying to have a relevance everywhere, and I can be loved everywhere. If I bring the truth, the honesty, you know, and the love, because, you know, my soul has no boundaries, really. I don't see why they won't love me in Europe or Asia. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
አንድ ነው ላገሩ ብርቄ ኢትዮጵያ አረንጓዴ ቢጫ ቀይ ለባሽ ምርጥ ነው ዋልያ ጨዋታ ድንቅ ብቃት ጥበብ ችሎታ ጉልበት ፍጥነት እልየንን ጥማት ታሪክ ሊጽፍ የማታ ማታ በረኛው አደገኛ ሲወረወር ምትን ሲያከሽ ተከላካይ ከኋላ አስጥሎ ወደፊት ሲያሳልፍ ሊብሮም ሲያከፋፍል አምበል ቡድኑ ሲመራ በቅም ሲሮጥ አማካይ ኳስ ሲገባ ሲፈጥር አቤት ጉድ ነው አብሎ ሲሰራ አንድ ሁለት ጥበብ ሲጦፍ ሲገል ጨዋታ ሲቀጣጠል ባየር በምድር ከእጅ ከማዘን ተቃራኒ ግራ ጋብቶ ፋታ ነስቶ ማንከራተት ማደናበር አጥቂም አታለለ አልፎ ይዞ ገባ አነጣጥሮ መታ ኮበስታንሳ ያ አንበሳ የኩባ ሞራው ዋልያው ተነሳ አሸነፈ ድሌ ዛሬ ነው አሸነፈ ዛሬ ነው ድሌ
አንድ ደቂቃ አንድ ደቂቃ ሁለት ደቂቃ 3 ከ30 አመሞት ዛሬ አንድና አንድ ቁጥር አንድ ጣባ 11 የኳስና የአገር ፍቅር እንዲሁም አዲሱ ትውልድ እንዲኖረው ህልም ዳግም እንዲጠራ ታላቁ ስም ጎል ስናስገባ እኔም ስሜን ሳስገባ ኢትዮጵያ ኖ ማስ ኮም Jukebox Woah.
You know, as Ethiopian, we love soccer.
Oh, yeah.
We do love soccer. We're actually... We're the founders of the Cup of African Nations, actually.
Right.
Yeah, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Sudan. I think, yeah.
Exactly.
And I think, we really love. You know, if you walk outside, you ask people, they know. I mean, they talk about football every day. So it was a matter of. We've done a great job in doing that track. I mean, we have to give ourselves a credit. And then there's actually what do you call it? It's not a destiny, or like it's more of a luck too. Yeah, right. We were lucky. Like our team was winning at that time, winning matches. Luck. Yeah, right. And then we did that track was in the middle of African Cup of Nations, and then it played a couple of times. And then as the team progressed to actually a different World Cup qualifiers, and then at that time we were winning very good games, and then it was played a lot on TV. So we've got a good plug on TV. That's how it became very famous.
The energy is authentic. I believe, especially me too. I mean, there are different ways of expressing, you know, oneself, different kind of stories you narrate. But for that one, I'd say I was very energetic. So was Woah, but I was a little mellow on most of my tracks, I would say. But on that one, I was all fired up, you know. It was live. I mean, you don't need to rehearse. It's like rehearsing to say I'm an Ethiopian. You know, how am I going? You know, it's live, you know. So it came out like that. I mean, composition. We like to give big ups to Joe Locks. You know, he composed a lot of the tracks, you know. So we would like to give big ups to Joe Locks, you know. And it was a group effort, you know. Woah was on the composition as well. Like, we want to fulfill, you know, all our potentials, you know, and be inspirational figures to other young kids. Because we've seen those kids, you know, coming to us really on the humble, you know. I say this on the humble. You know, they're my heroes because they coming at me and saying, like, coming to us and saying, like, we loved Walia, you know. Yeah. We like this, you know. One time I'm going to tell you, like, we're on the humble. Like, this dude wasn't even trying to ask us for autographs. I was, you know, we're humble and we're struggling. So it was like, we didn't even know what to do, really, you know.
Me buying a car or, like, me living in a big house, I mean, that's good. is better than living on the streets. But I have to actually teach the kids to get off the streets, to be the person that I am right now, instead of like, okay, chasing the next iPhone or the next model of Mercedes-Benz. So that's not, the case in my like success, or in our success, and that's what I believe.
We can rock any stage, anywhere, you know. So Europe, here we come.
So bad with the way we bang, we're so bad with the way we bang. We got you sticking out your tongue, got you sticking out your tongue. Attracted and acted, dynamics of the pool never fully understood. Emotions are crude, the speech lightly rude and a fruit. Got me feeling so cool, but she's so bad. Got me so mad, drama so grand. Placement to land, outfits kissing the brown sun. Visions of me and her walking hand in hand. Love is the brand and joy is the stand. So take the strand, DNA given to you. Write the IOU, save the balance with the take a clue. I love you
So bad with the way we bang, it's so bad with the way we bang. And got you sticking out your tongue, got you sticking out your tongue. Talk about me, but like what? For starters, let's turn the first page, the first chapter. As it gets going, I feel captive to the rage and the labor and the burden and the weight. Set the platform and stage. Age leads to a wisdom to admit more and share the light and the peace. Elaborate on a hypothesis. Are we each other's nemesis? Is it a fight or an adventure? Let it flourish, a new culture, a happy capture, a graceful stature, picture the green path.